Today's topic is manifestation and mindset. So let's talk about manifestation. How many of you listening have tried to manifest some magic in your life? I'm willing to go out on a limb and say that there are so many of us who try to manifest some amazing, beautiful experiences, people, opportunities in our lives. And yet most of us kind of struggle to do that. I have an entire workshop that I dedicate to this. It's called the 5-Step Smile Framework to Manifesting Your Dreams. And I break down the whole concept in there, but today I'm going to talk about how mindset impacts us, right? And so in that workshop, I talk about, how S stands for the stream of consciousness. And that is pretty much the first step of manifestation, right? But majority of the people out there, majority of the hacks that are out there are actually simply teaching us how to bring our manifestation into our stream of consciousness. So you might have done vision boards, you might have done affirmations, you might have done things where you change your password into what you want to manifest, and you might have tried repetition, like saying it out loud over and over. The thing is, most of those work well only if they're combined with the rest of the 4 steps, which is MILE. Right? And we're going to talk about that second step today, right? M, which is the mindset reset. So let's say I want to make $5,000 this month. Now, the first step is to bring it into my stream of consciousness, right? The first step is S. So I bring it into my stream of consciousness by thinking about it, by saying it out loud, by declaring it to somebody else, by writing it out, by making affirmations around it, by, repeating it. There's like a 3-6-9 way of manifesting. So there are so many different ways to bring it into my stream of consciousness, right? But that is only the first step. Because if I'm not thinking about it constantly, if I'm not, kind of bringing that into the forefront of my mind every single day, then it's not going to be important, right? And it's not going to happen. So the first step is stream of consciousness. The second step is mindset reset. Now, what does mindset reset even mean? That, I think, is one of the most important steps that people don't realize impacts their manifestation. And it's the least worked step. So now that you have thought about maybe bringing in 5,000 extra this month, what is your mindset behind that? Do you believe it? Do you buy into the idea of it? Or are you like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if it's going to work, but you know what? I want to make $5,000. I'm going to make $5,000. I'm going to make $5,000. And you keep repeating that and repeating that and repeating that. Unfortunately, if your mindset is that of scarcity, where you're like, deep down, you don't buy it. Deep down, you feel afraid of the money. Deep down, you don't feel worthy of the money. And if those are the thoughts that are going on in your mind, then chances are they are being fed by what is going on in your subconscious. And if you cannot convince your own mind that you are worthy of receiving an extra $5,000 this month, then chances are you will not be able to attract that in your life, right? Because here's the thing about law of attraction. We are constantly attracting our life, right? And so a lot of people get annoyed when I say that because they're like, well, I'm not attracting all of this crap in my life. That can't be possible. It is. It is possible. And before you switch over to another podcast, I want you to hear me out because here I tell it like it is, right? If you don't buy into the idea of what you're trying to attract, you're not going to be able to attract it, right? And so what have you attracted so far? And I'm going to challenge you to think about some of the amazing things that you have attracted in your life so far. I guarantee you there are some beautiful things that are in your life that you can be grateful for. So think about those things and now think back to how you attracted those. More often than not, I find that people have just said out loud or thought to themselves that I deserve an amazing partner and I'm going to have the best married life ever. And that one thought, along with the mindset of, yes, I deserve it. Yes, I'm going to have it. Yes, there's going to be no problems, can sometimes be enough to manifest that in your life, right? So if you talk to people around you, ask them, how did you attract all of this amazingness in your life, right? There's 3 more steps to it, which, I talk about in my workshop. But for today, we're going to focus on that mindset reset, right? So I could sit here and say I want $5,000, but if I'm not comfortable enough to receive that, if I don't feel worthy enough, if I have guilt and shame around money, then I'm not going to be able to attract it no matter how many affirmations I do, right? So what I need to do instead is to work on that money mindset. I need to reset that mindset to become that of a believer, not a doubter, not someone who lives in fear, right? So I need to make that journey in my mindset to understand, why am I afraid of money? Why do I feel like it would not be cool to have an extra 5K in my month? Or what's holding me back? And where did this even begin, right? Everything goes back to digging deep so that you can get the clarity around your own beliefs. Because once you know, okay, this is the belief that's holding me back, now you can do something about it, right? I had to personally, talk myself into wanting to make money, because I always thought in my head, in my conditioning, I believed that people who had money just weren't good people, or, rich people just, spend money on frivolous things, and I don't want frivolous things. And so I didn't think that I needed the money, right? I would always say, I want to make an impact. I don't want to make money as such. I don't have money goals. I have impact goals. I want to make sure that, I'm having an impact on people around me. And while that's very noble, I had to rethink the idea that money wasn't good, because actually money is pretty powerful. Money is pretty cool, right? You can do some amazing stuff with it. You can make huge impact with money that sometimes you cannot without it, right? So I had to refocus my thoughts and my belief systems and reset them to thinking, okay, I am going to make an extra 5K so that I can travel business class to see my parents, so that I can make donations to women-led organizations that I want to support, so that I can create and fund teams of people who would work with me to make the bigger impact that I want, right? Because money begets money, right? I want to make money so I can spend it on these things that I care about, right? That are valuable for me, that are tied with my value systems. And when I made that reset, that's when the manifestation began to show up in my life, right? Out of nowhere, I started to get speaking opportunities, paid gigs, where people would go out of their way to say, hey, we'll pay you. Even nonprofits, right? Nonprofits that I thought would not have the funds, they paid me to come and speak to their organization. So it is absolutely possible, but there has to be that belief system inside our minds that knows and believes without the shadow of a doubt that we deserve it. All right. So today's topic, all about manifestation. Look back at what you were trying to manifest. Look back at what you have already manifested and follow the breadcrumbs to see the clues as to how you got there. And then reconstruct it, right? Deconstruct and then reconstruct what has already worked. What are you attracting in your life that's amazing? Look into the clues of how you showed up for that thing, right? How you manifested it. What was your energy behind it? We'll talk about energy in the next episode, but hope this inspires you to take a look at your ability to attract or inability to attract the magic that you're trying to bring in. So check it out, try it out. Let me know how it worked out for you. Okay? Have a great day.